MotorWeek is made possible by TireRack.com, Hum by Verizon, RockAuto.com, State Farm, Autotempest.com, and WeatherTech.
Usually when we talk about Mini Coopers, you hear things like fun, cute, and surprisingly roomy. But there's a new Mini that's a little different. Pay attention and you might hear things like kilowatt hours, EV range, and charge times. It's the new Mini E Countryman. So let's take a spin in this electrifyingly new Mini. This 2018 Mini Cooper SE Countryman ALL4 is not the first time we've plugged into a Mini, of course, having spent time with the three-door Mini E back in 2010. That full EV had limited lease-only availability and was only around for a few years. The five-door Countryman crossover utility is a much bigger Mini, of course, and Mini has much bigger plans for their plug-in hybrid version of it. Despite having Cooper S in the name, there's no 2-liter beneath this bullnose bonnet, rather the base Cooper's 1.5-liter 3-cylinder turbo. But the E in the name refers to the fact that it's assisted by a 65-kilowatt electric motor. Combined output is 221 horsepower, 32 more than a gas-only S, with 284 pound-feet of torque. The trick here is that the electric motor and a 7.6 kilowatt-hour battery pack are mounted in the back and provide power to the rear wheels only. Think of it as a BMW i8 in reverse. A 6-speed Steptronic automatic transmission is standard, modified to deal with the unique powertrain setup. Still, you'll get just 12 miles of pure EV-only driving, and since its hardware takes up some fuel tank space, overall range is only around 270 miles. Charging takes just over 3 hours with 240 volts, while drive modes allow for full gas or full EV driving, as well as blending of the two. The government's combined fuel economy rating is 65 mpge, but with only 12 miles of battery, our average came to 32.2 miles per gallon on premium. That's only about a 15% increase over our average with a regular Cooper S Countryman. Still, it gets a very good energy impact score, burning 8.2 barrels of oil yearly while emitting only 3.7 tons of CO2. Eco-minded or not, you expect a certain driving experience in all Minis. And while the brand's inherent sense of balance remains, there is much more weight transfer happening through the cones, amplified by very quick, almost effortless steering. It was hard to tell how much, if any, help the rear wheels were with power delivery, but this plug-in just doesn't seem to want to hug the cones like we're used to in a Mini. The added electrical punch off the line may not have been as aggressive as we were hoping for either. But there's decent grunt at takeoff, and we got to 60 in 6.8 seconds, 3/10 quicker than we did in the Cooper S Countryman. The quarter mile was completed in 15.4 seconds at 86 miles per hour. As for the utility side of the E Countryman, due to packaging all of the additional hardware mostly under the rear seats, cargo space only falls a tiny bit, from 17.6 to 17.2 cubic feet. With this generation of Countryman, the interior has gotten much nicer. To that, the plug-in adds some unique displays in yellow trim with the 6.5-inch Mini connected infotainment system standard. The 8.8-inch system with navigation is optional. The yellow trim finds its way outside as well, the only other difference being the fender-mounted charge port. At $37,650, the E Countryman is about $8,000 more than a base all-wheel drive version. So in this country at least, unless you plan on plugging in a lot, it's probably not worth the extra money. Of course, it will be more attractive globally, and even here, there are still some tax credits to consider. With crossover sales being what they are these days, it is a bit surprising that there are relatively few plug-in hybrid SUVs out there. So we're glad to see this effort from Mini. Even if the 2018 Cooper SE Countryman ALL4 doesn't usher in a whole new era of fuel-stingy utilities, it's a small step in the right direction. towards a future where we'll fill up not at a pump, but on the grid.